start of the campaign, France asked Hitler for an armistice. General Keitel hailed him as the greatest military leader of all time. Hitler's exuberance rather got the better of him as he received the congratulations of his entourage. Then he began planning the ceremonial signing of the armistice. Shortly before 3 o'clock on the afternoon of June the 21st, 1940, he arrived in the forest of Compiègne. The French delegation, led by General Hunziker, followed closely behind. To satisfy his need to humiliate the French, Hitler had the very railway coach in which the 1918 armistice had been signed wheeled out of its museum. Hitler himself took the seat where Marshal Foch had sat. When the French delegation entered the carriage, Hitler could fully relish the peak of his career. Long ago, on entering politics, he had sworn never to rest until the shame of November 1918 had been wiped out. Now he had done it. The preamble to the Armistice Agreement again harked back to the past, declaring that there, where Germany's years of suffering had begun, they would finally come to an end. Afterwards, Hitler visited Paris. After driving for 3 hours through the silence of empty streets, he left the city. But the dream of his lifetime, he said, had been fulfilled. Berlin greeted him with flowers and jubilation. The city was decked out as if for some religious procession. This time the crowds did not have to be specially assembled. However senseless the war might have seemed to many Germans at first, Hitler's triumphal return to Berlin silenced their doubts in a flood of respect and adulation. But this was to be the last triumphal procession of his career. Too often the world had been deceived and betrayed by Hitler ever to trust him again. To the German masses, this was the man who had obliterated the humiliation of the First World War. What the masses did not realize, and what Hitler himself seemed to forget in the midst of all the jubilation, was that he had defeated the wrong enemy. France had been eliminated, but the war with Britain was just beginning. After the triumph came a period of uncertainty. No one knew how to approach the war with Britain. Hitler traveled about aimlessly, waiting for fortune to come to his aid, as it had so often at critical moments in the past. In August 1940, Goering was ordered to intensify air attacks on England. But Hitler did not want to